Hello folks, give me a moment. Appears we're having a bit of issue with the game's audio picking up. For whatever reason today. Was working fine yesterday. Today it's being fiddly. If there's anyone there listening in the chat, I'd appreciate if you'd let me know if the game audio is actually dead or if OBS is just tricksing me. Let's have a gander. Just double check for a second. Let's have a gander. I can hear it on my end. However, the recording is not showing that audio is live. Let me try a quick restart. Apologies, hope you're well this morning. Do the proper intro once I can discover. Oh, not that one. Let's see. No. Why is that coming out of my main thingamabob? Dear oh dear, let's try swapping how it's connected. Different headphone output. Always something. Alright, we'll give that a go. Let's try again. Nope. I think that sorted it for whatever reason. Not sure entirely why. Just have a quick swig of tea. All right. Good morning, Azeroth. It is the 31st of July 2024. Hope you've got your morning beverage and welcome to the stream. Today we will be investigating the Radiant Echoes event. This is the pre-patch launch event for the War Within, where we will be having a look at all these different memories surfacing across Azeroth. I believe the hub is in Dalaran. It will take us to various zones. Oh boy.
Titan Sargeras
Hello.
plunged his colossal blade into our world. Crucial events were set in motion. Magni Bronzebeard heard the cries of Azeroth, giving up everything to answer her call.
Since being wounded by the Mad Titan, Azeroth has been crying out in pain.
As her dutiful speaker, he rallied the champions to her aid, and ultimately to confront the return of the old god, N'Zoth. It was during this conflict that Xal'atath, a mysterious entity of the Void, made a deal with N'Zoth, freeing her from the cursed blade that bound her essence within.
Honor our bargain. Free me to find my own fate.
After she vanished into the darkness, Azeroth was confronted by the mortal champions and destroyed, ending the old god's reign of terror. But they were not the only malevolent force with its eyes set on Azeroth. For soon, the sky was sundered, the Shadowlands split open, and our heroes were pulled into the realm of death itself.
Go, champion! Go!
It was there that Anduin Wrynn endured the worst. Captured, tortured, and through dark domination magics, forced to commit terrible acts against his will.
I'm afraid that if I call on the light, it won't answer.
Scarred and shaken by his experience, he vanished, his whereabouts unknown. After the threat of the Shadowlands had been quelled, the dragons of Azeroth returned to their ancestral homeland. It was here that the primal dragon, Iridikron, broke free of his prison, and in pursuit of vengeance upon the Titans who he felt had stolen our world, he secured an ancient, powerful artifact, the Dark Heart.
When the Titans come to reclaim their prize, I will be waiting.
As word of this new threat started to spread, people began experiencing strange visions. The Radiant Song
is being heard all across Azeroth. The Council doesn't know what to make of it.
It was then that Illyria Windrunner, a deadly huntress who had harnessed the powers of the Void as a weapon against the darkness, was summoned to investigate.
We still don't know what this Dark Heart relic is capable of, but we do know it's in the hands of someone called the Harbinger.
It was not long before Illyria discovered the Harbinger's true identity. Xal'atath, the mysterious figure, was once again on the move. While neither Xal'atath nor the Dark Heart could be found, her mentor, the enigmatic Locust Walker, issued Illyria a dire warning.
The radiant visions you spoke of are the very same my people had before our world was consumed by the Void Lord Dimensius.
Could Xal'atath be seeking that same fate for Azeroth?
You must find a way to stop her. If you cannot, then Azeroth is already doomed.
Goodness me. That was quite the load in there. We haven't had something like that. I don't think ever. In terms of like trying to get people set into the story and all caught up. That's pretty good. Just a touch on the long-winded side, but when you're trying to cram so much so very quickly, that's great. Alright, now I know this event is currently on a 90-minute timer. Every week it will... I'd have to double check the dates. It will go from 90 minutes to 60 to 30. So we might only get one or two proper runs at it, but first we have a quest to do. Take the portal from Valdrakken to Stormwind, or use this scroll to Syphilis. Or we go into the big old sword. Let's do it. Let's get going. Good stuff, especially for those who haven't been about. Oh, yep, and everyone's here.
Another vision.
Whoa.
You saw it too.
They're growing stronger.
The unfortunate thing about the World of Warcraft being an MMO is now all of the NPCs are hounded. Let's have a chat with people. Hello, Anduin. There's our grizzled boy. Goodness me. Remember when he was a small, weird-looking child?
Greetings, friend.
It's been too long, my friend. It seems destiny has brought us both here. They're calling it the Radiant Song, yet it fills me with dread. Where have you been? Anduin smiles wearily. Nowhere in particular. No need for a destination when I was only trying to run. From my kingdom. From the Alliance. from myself. I was sent this vision for a reason. I can't keep running. Not from this.
You are always welcome in Stormwind.
Feel like that VO needs a touch of an update to match where we are. Thrall, we can see Thrall kind of behind this mass of players.
Well met.
Never before has Azeroth called out so strongly to us. And despite the radiance of these visions, I fear there is a dark reason for them.
We can play the movie again, I assume. And then we have Lady Jaina Proudmoore. We can get a little bit of a better look at. BFA model doing work.
Together, we are
Also has the play movie button. Locust Walker told us that the people of his homeworld once received a vision not unlike the Radiant Song, and then Koresh fell to shadow. By the time the Ethereals realized their world was warning them of the coming danger, it was already too late. We cannot allow the same thing to happen on Azeroth. My voices for these characters, of course. A far cry. Let's have a look.
The Alliance will endure.
No much stronger voice than I was projecting. The war within. We're all here. Good. Let's find out what the Radiant Song is trying to tell us.
Be careful who you trust.
Alright, Thrall.
from Khan
Poor reception.
for Azeroth.
There's strong evidence that the Radiant Song is a warning from Azeroth herself, a cry for help. That's why we're here. If this vision truly is Azeroth's message, Magni will know what she is trying to tell us. He should be in the heart of the chamber. Or rather, the chamber of the heart. Let's go.
Let's hope Magni has some answers.
I hear no one's seen him for a few years.
He'll be there. He has to be.
Little bit of dialogue. It's good to see. In we go. Let's hope it isn't just a mass of players in there. Oh, and we get some War Within load screen.
We've been trying to
If this is about the visions, I'm nae interested. Leave me alone.
Gonna slow walk with them. The way that we're committed to the story.
Azeroth needs its speaker, and so do we.
Still full of players. I remember this room well from Legion. Alright, nothing else to say. Hello, Magni. Your model's got a bit more, like, detail to it. It's more blotched, more, like, the shadows are deeper. It's not just shiny, shiny diamond. Been a long time. Right, everybody get out of the way. So many pets and bugs in here.
Well, out with it.
I know why you're here. It's the visions. Azeroth's voice. But all across the lands, you thought I would know what she's telling us. Well, you thought wrong.
Keep fighting, champion.
I haven't spoken with Azeroth for years. At first, I just didn't feel the need. Then I realized I had started to resent her. For leaving me like this. And now I'm not sure if I can. I know the stakes. This Radiant Song of hers foretells something dire. And we need to know what. First, we need to prepare the heart chamber. Can you start up the console nearby?
Off with you.
Sure, Magni. We can hit the buttons.
Speaker of Azeroth. She hasn't been speaking to me.
It's nice to hear him just sounding like gruff dwarf rather than, Azeroth, hero, come help us. Like, I don't know, a little more grounding.
After all I gave, she left me like this. Unable to feel the warmth of my kin's embrace.
Oh, he's really taking it to heart now.
So, let's be clear. I'm doing this for all of you, not for her.
Alright, Magni.
Look, I'm not dead yet.
he's really going through it, bless him. This will be a struggle. I'm a bit rusty with the whole speaking with the soul of our world thing. But the ritual is prepared, and that's that, I suppose. I'll try speaking with her. But I warn you, champion. It might be for the last time. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's begin. Oh, cutscene.
Azeroth, speak to me. What are you trying to tell us? I can hear her voice. I can see it. The place she's calling us to.
Where, Magni? Where must we go?
It's called...
Magni!
He's alive, but barely.
Oh dear. Oh, that didn't go well. Not again, Magni. Can't be frozen somewhere again.
For the Alliance above all.
Magni's wounds are beyond my knowledge. We need to consult the mages of Dalaran. Surely you'd just call Velen. Like, that's the first dude you call. Like, someone's injured and hurt. You call the best healer in the world, right? See what Thrall has to say.
Never lose hope.
So we took Magni's power for granted all this time. Communing with the elements is dangerous enough, but to commune with the entire world... I can only hope he recovers quickly. I need to stop adding words and just read verbatim.
Together, we are
Jaina.
strong.
She's saying the same thing as before, so let's click through.
A single spark can set the world aflame.
This has never happened before. Magni is the speaker of Azeroth. Why would communing with her cause him to collapse?
I know what must be done. I will never forget.
Magni appears stable for now, but he's still not responsive. We need to get him treatment quickly. I'll open a portal to Dalaran. Follow us when you can.
We all have our ghosts. Hopefully we can revive him. Meet us in Dalaran when you're able.
With a better crest leading. Even if it might futz with the event timer. We will see where it ends up. But back to Legion Dalaran. Still got that toy Hearthstone where I can get here pretty much whenever I want.
We tried to commune directly with Azeroth. It seems the strain was too much.
Da. What have you done to yourself this time?
No! His child! Hello, Moira! Model's looking a lot better too for her. More modern set of armour, which I don't think we've seen before.
You address the Queen Regent of the Dark Iron Clan.
Father! Dad, what have you gotten yourself into this time? You can't leave us like this. Please be alright, you old coot. I believe as well, this expansion will be meeting his grandson. See if anyone else has got all new to say. Magni will recover. He must. And not just because he is a dear friend. We need to learn what Azeroth told him before it is too late.
Control your power.
I don't believe we should blame Azeroth for this outcome. Magni knew the risks of connecting with her, with such reluctance in his heart. Now we can only hope that he was able to hear her message in the end.
For Azeroth.
Stormwind honors your service to the Alliance.
Magni is stable for now, but I don't know how long it will take him to recover. At least he's with family.
Safe journey to you.
And Khadgar. Good old Khadgar. You've come a long way from that beard in Burning Crusade, haven't you?
Let's get to work.
Troubling times lie ahead, but don't they always? At least we can face them. Together.
Remain vigilant.
I'm unsure why the Speaker of Azeroth would end up in such a state after attempting to, well, speak with Azeroth. All we can do is wait for Magni to recover.
It is a world of wonder.
What does Moira want?
Well, I'm listening.
Moira takes a deep, centering breath. We need to let Bran and my son Dagran know what happened. They're at Dalaran's visitor centre. Could you go get them for me? Father needs his family right now.
You'll likely find Dagran with his nose in a book. It's why he insisted we come to Dalaran.
Oh, look at this. We get to stay a while and listen. I love these. Let's do so.
Now, listen, you old coot. I know you always meant right by me. You didn't know that I chose to stay with the Dark Irons. That Dagran and I were in love. Whatever your intentions were, my husband died. Because of you. I hated you for taking him from me. My anger built a wall neither of us could ever get through. And now, we may never get the chance. But my son, my little Dagrin, he needs you. I guess so do I. Loath as I am to admit it, you were never the best father. But you can still be a good granda. So please, wake up.
Oh, I love this little lead-in story. It's a really nice touch.
Defend Azeroth together.
All right, let's go find him. Especially when this whole World Soul saga is all about story front and center. They really needed to push it more. They needed to push the characters more, and doing so with this pre-patch event, regardless of the actual quality of the event itself, is really important.
Have you seen these new tomes, Uncle Bran? They must be from Drenton's library.
Well, this is a new character. So, her son, Magni's grandson, came all made up with all these scrolls. I read the little short story on Moira and him. Thought it was an excellent little piece of lore. Got all these books and scrolls. And then we all know Bran. He's still wearing his old ass hat.
Give me something to figure out.
Oh, hello there. Are you here to chat with Uncle Bran?
Make sure to take notes.
Here there, champion. Dagran and I were just pursuing the local books and whatnot. Lad couldn't be more excited for his first visit to Dalaran. What brings you here? Agnes hurt. Moira needs you both in the portrait room.
Keep your eyes on the horizon.
I hope Granda's alright. I never got to spend much time with him.
Don't worry, lad. Magni's made of stern stuff. Pardon the pun.
It's nice that they've not actually just left the door and vanished. Like they're actually going through to the area. Oh, but then they vanished. They'll be down here.
The mountain lends us its strength.
Now, will this stay a while and listen? Just reiterate the one we just heard.
No, listen.
Yes, it will. God's damned it.
I know you always meant right by me. You didn't know that I chose to
I don't want the dialogue to overlap, so I'm just going to let it. I'm just going to run around, let it play out. We're going to quickly check out this quartermaster down here. Oh, a voice echo is further away. Oh, the new event's active in 4 minutes and 40 seconds. That's a nice timer to have.
Neither of us could ever get through.
It's all the wares, catch-up gear.
We may never get the chance, but my son.
No, it's not too catch-up for me. My stuff's currently a little better.
He needs you.
Well, my weapon is at least.
I guess so do I. Loath as I am to
Alright.
admit it.
So the stay a while and listen won't change unless we move it forward.
Still be a good granda. So please, wake up.
It's good for us to all be in one room together, even if the reason is so dire. My father hasn't really been a part of Dagran's life, but I mean to change that. You have my word. Thank you, Baroque.
I dismiss you.
Alright, Khadgar.
Ah, good.
Memories of the ancient of adventures past.
Be mindful of your...
Seems that Azeroth has grown agitated. Something must have happened with Magni when Magni tried to commune with her. Past events have now come to life once more. I believe they're Azeroth's memories. Memories they may be, these radiant echoes are all too real and could cause serious danger if left unattended. I ask that you investigate one of them and help however you can. Yep. This is beginning the event. None of the others have a stay a while. No, it's just play the movie. Alright, probably have some dialogue when we're done, so we've timed this alright. Now, I know there's been some rumblings that the event has its problems in terms of if you don't get to the boss and tag it, the last boss, again, there's stages to the event, that you will not get, like, any loot drops from it and stuff like that. And the problem is, with so many players and power levels all over the shop, the boss dies in literal seconds, and people are having trouble actually getting to it in time. We'll judge for ourselves, we'll see. And I know each zone has its own separate vendor as well.
Remembrancer Amul. With the resurgence of ancient Azerothian threats, we must look into the past to better understand our future. Draenei accent is escaping me.
We have reasonable prices.
Do not dismiss your history so hastily. There is much power within these once revolutionary relics. Companions, mounts, like Azerothian Ghost. This lifeless stone ring, I believe, builds into an heirloom. Got rings, we got capes. Oh yep, it's all purple Dalarani stuff. Oh wait, is that saying the event will be active for? Or a new one is beginning? Oh, we're going to be a bother if it's like, and the next one's in 90 minutes. That's a recolor of the Legion set, look at that. And all purple Dalaran crystals, and the crystals have more detail on them too, as far as I recall. Very fancy.
Enjoy your purchases.
Then there is a big old teleporter to the Rift of Telogris, which is where the Void Elves have their starting zone. Or at least their like staging point. 3 areas are the Searing Gorge, Dust Swallow Marsh, Dragonblight. Yeah, if this is indeed the event's going to be active for 1 more minute, there's no point us running through and not achieving stuff, as much as I'd love to see the Dragonblight one. When we get a feel for if the next event will start immediately or in a bit of a wait, we will just have a run through each of the zones just to see if we can find the vendors and just have a look at the goodies they have. Getting back to Dalaran will be easy enough. Let me just get my Dalaran Hearthstone. Where is it? There it is. I put it on favourites. Bob that over there. Alright, it's about to expire. A quick swig of his tea before it finishes. Goes too cold. Hope you're all well out there today. Make sure you're staying hydrated. Still warm here in the UK, though a bit of cloud cover keeps it a touch cooler. To be rain and storms in the coming days as well. Okay. It says it will be active for 0. So does that mean it's over? We'll go in like everyone else is teleporting over to Searing Gorge. Big just bubble of players in here. There we go. Okay. Now this one is active in the gorge and everyone's running over. Oh boy. I'm expecting potential bugs or disconnects, but we'll see. Memories of a Duke. Residual memory vendor. Champion of the Waterlords. I regret to inform you that a horrific threat awaits your kind within this mortal realm. Elemental Lord of Fire, Ragnaros, bides his time waiting to strike and burn your Azeroth to its core. We, the elements of water, have waged war eternal with those beings of lesser elementals. Just that our warning is no small thing. Prove your convictions. Slay Ragnaros once and for all. Too soon. Wait, let me accept the quest.
I live to serve. Fight with honor.
Oh man, we got some laggy business going on. Don't know what he has that's separate to the other one, but let's move on. Oh wow, people are moving stuff quickly.
We overcame this once, and we will once more.
Oh, we are getting some lag. Oh, they're across the zone. Tell you what, let's go from and find one that's a little further away from this entrance.
Oh man, just that touch of lag. That touch of lag is busy. Let's move away. See if we can make it a little more sustained.
Threatened to swallow Azeroth in flame. No wonder she remembers him.
Oh. Got these banners all over the place. So it's anything with this look. We've got the Alliance fighting the old Horde. We're getting some of the stuff we need. Right, hopefully the lag smooths out a little bit. Goodness me. Absolutely wild. Just look at all the people kicking up, flying, going down, heading along.
These echoes must be contained.
Oh, I'm getting booped about by something. Okay, the game can't keep up. Cannot keep up at all. Deliver scalding brew before it cools down. I'm trying game, but we're slipping and sliding everywhere. Get the brew over to the tower. Oh, just all these trogs are booping us. And we're slipping. Why are we slipping? Oh man, launch day might well be a nightmare. Oh no, no, don't fall off, don't fall off. Yep, take it. There we go. That bar filling up. It's no wonder. Oh. Oh, and then as the event goes into the next bit, big old lag spike. We need to get out of this little bit. And the surge of players. All seem to know where they're going. Oh, Fire Lord's about to spawn. Alright, so Ragnaros is literally about to appear. Which means he's going to die so very quick. Again, this event can be accessed from level 10. You can level alts through this from what I understand, and the XP gain's alright. It's not going to be remix, but it's going to be alright. Alright, let's dismount so we can actually swing. Wild. I feel like they're like phasing server tech should like hit a switch when things are busy like this and be like, okay, let's have less players in each individual bit because this is going to get messy. Just gonna have to hit tab and chuck a hammer real quick. Oh, look at that flying mouse. Some Hand of our Dolls about. Bloody hell. Old players here, old players like me. Except I never did any of that stuff. Kinds of mounts as well. Hard to get a good look at anyone's transmogs just because it is such a mess of players. Terragosa mount as well. That'd be good for dragon riding. Sky riding. Gotta remember. The Legion light mech mount. I never went and got that one. Oh, people are starting to chuck out AoE. Oh no. My AoE hammer still doesn't work. People doing their flying off? No, that would be foolish. The impatient are moving. It's a long timer. Again, we've got the in-game chat turned off, though I imagine right now it would be a bit of a nightmare. It usually is on launch stuff. Oh, someone riding that shaman mount. Pretty cool. the moment Ragnarok spawns, it is going to be an absolute mess of particle effects. Wait for it. It's a pretty heavy delay given how quickly we did the other parts of the event. Right, the other dots on the map. We can assume we're all in the right place. This is where everyone else is. I will not risk flying off. Odd to be back in the Searing Gorge. Never spent a huge amount of time here. Just went through it the one time. And then in Cataclysm. That quest where that dwarf punches Deathwing. Was that here? No. No. That was in a similar but different zone. People just flying about. Oh man, do I have like a toy that silences other toys? I do not. Oh no. Let's pray nobody has that cursed train toy. See, now I'm wondering, is the event bugged? Or does it just take a few minutes to spawn? Everything else happened so very fast, it was really hard for me to actually take in the little objectives we were doing. People are being made big. I don't know why. Why are we being made big? Just impressive size. That Tauren wearing some of the heritage armor. It's a nice set. Glad to have leveled a Tauren. Brew remix. Looks like today is going to be a day of patience. Just can't get too complacent. Just in case. Again, the map's telling us we're in the right spot. Like, for good or ill, it's still nice to see when they do an event and get things going, that there's still a load of people doing so. And enjoying or diving in. Feels odd though if like we're going around killing all those echoes and then we're just standing around for I don't even know how long. We've been here 5 minutes at this point. People are still whizzing around. I don't even know what that mountain was. Leaf. Yeah, that one. It's like a flying leaf or boat. I don't know how they're getting themselves to just go upside down like that. Whoa, off they go. Give me it. What mount is this? Wild Seed Cradle. Oh, and they're in steady flying, not in dragon riding. Sky riding. Ah. What in hell's name is going on here? This quest NPC. Level 30 quest NPC, like, why? Why is this happening in my zone? That's pretty good. So you're the ones causing all this ruckus. And he's dead. Straight up murdered. Amazing. Suppose if the event's on a 90-minute timer, do they then have a timer to not have it spawn quickly to let people get here to fight it? It's just given how quickly the area around it was cleared, like, I don't know, surely you'd have staggered that through. Like, people beta tested this. And obviously the numbers aren't going to be anywhere near as large as they were. Oh, someone did it. No. Nope. We move away from that. Absolutely shameful. Very useful in Remix to have a button that disables that. I need to find it. I don't even recognise that Ragnaros mount. Look at that! Just riding on a Ragnaros. That's pretty great. Where's that from? The Rune-bound Firelord. Is it a shop mount? Bet it's a shop mount. Let's find out. Oh, well then. It's not in my list. I don't know why. That might mean it's a shop mount indeed. We're getting into silly territory now, though. I panicked for a moment. Someone using their toys. I got a load of toys I could be using, but some of them like render you immobile, so I'm not risking it. Especially because I want to know if when we complete this quest there's a little more story when we get back to stuff. There was such a good lead-in to now be like at a brick wall. This is going to be like the Warband Bank of just let us give them some time to fix things, but you'd have hoped that the bigger push on PER and beta testing would have helped with this. We can hit the button to see if the Warband Bank's even working still. Oh. Looks like it is. Oh, goodness. Well, we're going to be able to go and sort that. First tab is 1,000 gold. The second tab is 25k. That is a good chunk from me. That is a huge amount. The third tab is 100k. Or maybe if I pull it all. But we can start actually putting all our Dragonflight recipes in there. Oh yeah. Let's hope none of this just vanishes and gets broken. That's soulbound it is. And in the second tab we can put our bind on account armor. Yes, finally. We're able to go do our banking. Oh, the armor went into tab 1. Not tab 2. That's frustrating. Let me put it into the correct tab. Listen, game. There we go. Do it now. Nope, that one went in tab 1. Let's just keep an eye on the battlefield. It's good that this is working now. This is like one of the main features of the pre-patch and the war within itself. Huzzah that it's working. Let us hope it doesn't break and we lose things, because that was some of the issues people were having and why they had to disable it. Oh. Reagents and profession goods. Give them some brief names for now. All the icons and stuff to choose from, like your regular bank. Too many icons. Oh wait, here we go. Items. Like a blacksmith hammer or something. Oh, meat cleaver. Come on now. A barrel. A barrel will do for the start. And then tab 2, this can be equipment. We will have like a sword. Good old school sword. Why is there so many more axe symbols than there are sword symbols? I don't like this bias. What about a chest piece? What about a good old chest piece? That'll do it. There we go. 2 tabs should be enough for us for now. Don't think I'll be able to include all the old stuff in here yet. And come War Within's release, we may be moving all of our Dragonflight stuff to a different tab. But as a start, that's pretty solid. Bob our healing potions in there. Did some Bobugger activate PvP or are they dueling? He's just attacking a punching bag. Don't want to put any money in this tab yet, but the thing is, I think we can still be going around and killing the various like little echoes throughout the zone for like 1 bit of currency a piece. Where is this currency? In here we have 232, which is very little. We can also transfer it to other members of our account through the warband stuff. Nope, someone did the train. I think the goal here is then you go around killing the little ones, come back for the boss, but if the boss is going to spawn and die immediately, I'd rather this first time, as dull as it is, just get this caught, for lack of a better term. There must be a... Well, they should have as a timer to indicate to people how long they need to wait here. As you watch, the moment I like give up and get up and to go somewhere, the boss will immediately spawn. We will lose access to it. Oh look, they made Tyvan bigger. That's the meta mount for all the Dragonflight achievements. In the beta initially, he was really small compared to the actual in-game model. But it looks like they reverted that change and is now a big old doggo. That's very nice. Bum 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 bum. That boss dude has respawned. He'll be dead again soon. See if in the collection... Whoops. There will be the set from... Yes, the Dalaran plate armor. Let's have a look through the others. Hunter, it's the male one. Yeah, it's all those Legion sets, but recolored to Dalaran purples and whatnot. They look alright. Some snazzy little effects added, like they've done some texture work. Cloth one is a little, underwhelming. Oh, that motorbike from the movie promotion. I think I missed it by like a couple of days. Very frustrated by that. Let's see, those can sell. That's the other aspect of this. If you didn't come in immediately, you miss out on the mini, like, little events we were. Clearing's a generous word. Someone's played Lament of the Highborn. Tugs at those heartstrings. Always a beautiful piece. But for people who would, like, come in early, do that stuff, now it's like, are you going to wait around? Are you going to go kill mobs? Like, they should have spawned some of those mobs here. So we weren't just milling about. That would have been something. Just trying to find any really interesting transmogs. Some alright ones about from people. That fiery boomkin. Red and burning. And the new models for Boomkin that came with the Elemental Dream patch. The Emerald Dream, rather. Pretty good. Some lovely stuff. Seeing some old guild names here that I've seen since like vanilla on my server. And didn't know anybody personally, but it's just names you'd see, and you kind of lost that in the years of WoW and all the server merging and stuff, but it's nice to see. Well, now game. I've been waiting like 20 minutes. I know it's a 90-minute thing, but surely... The worry is just, again, if I run off to, you know, keep busy and keep the stream interesting, I'm going to miss it. I want to at least ensure we get it. What is that mount? Garnet Razorwing. No idea where that's from. Let's have a quick look at the thing. Mounts. Oh, it's from one of the Shadowlands patches. I see. Corphia. I did not play those very much, unfortunately. I kind of did a big start at Shadowlands, got through the story, enjoyed it more than I think most folks did, despite its problems, and then fell off pretty hard as the negative, like, news cycle was just like every day, every week, people were just angry, complaining, and, you know, there's nothing inherently wrong about, like, criticism and expressing disdain for the things you don't like about something, especially your favourite things. We need to be able to critique our favourite things. But it just became, especially during the pandemic, it was just this constant slew of what was at one point maybe good critique into just outright vile lampooning in an effort to keep myself from swearing. It was just this constant bludgeoning. Oh, everything's bad and this sucks, the dev sucks and it all sucks and blah blah. And the devs did have some like really poor decisions and were very stubborn in sticking to their vision for the game, and had done so for many years, and it was a big problem that a lot of folks had said to them, you need to relent on this, it feels like you're not listening to us, these are issues that we said were in the alphas and the betas and all the different tests. It felt like players weren't being heard. And Dragonflight, well, the end of Shadowlands, let's say, and then into Dragonflight, was a really big turning point for that. Obviously, you had all the horrendous allegations against them, and the big changing of the guard there, and the company cleaning itself up from the inside. And the folks who came through out of that worked then really hard at communication and getting things better. Both in terms of the game's long-term health, evergreen features, and just how it engaged with its community is a lot more positive these days. Unfortunately, the internet as of itself is not. There is just vitriol. Oh, someone's challenged me to a duel. I'm gonna lose. Sure. Where's he go? Keep healing ourselves. Come on, keep going. Got him! We did it! We'll give him a lay on hands. That is my first like instance of WoW PvP for maybe a year or two. We did have to bubble though. That is paladin things. I didn't bubble immediately. That's the issue. That's the thing I used to do. That would absolutely ruin me. It's bubbling too early. They simply haven't hit their cooldowns, and then they just whack you one the moment it goes down. Oh! Heart rate jumped up a little bit. Goodness me. Good to know I can still do it. That might just be paladin things, but there we are. I think we've been here about 20 minutes now, just waiting for Azeroth to spawn. Azeroth? Just waiting for Ragnaros to spawn. We'll certainly know for next time we clear the initial bit and go around doing the other bits. It should be great for leveling alts who aren't in Remix. We do have like 3 or 4 of those. Well, let's have another swig of tea. Be cold now. This will just be another lesson learned, I suppose, for the launch of the war within itself. Now, I remember Dragonflight's launch. There wasn't a huge number of disconnects and stuff like that, at least for me. But the boat that took you from Stormwind to the Dragon Isles was very buggy. Like, sometimes it would turn up and all the NPCs were just floating, and there was no boat. And then if you tried to stand on it to go with them, nothing happened. Sometimes if you went on it, it took you all the way around, and then you weren't transported to the Dragon Isles. It got so bad they had to enable a portal. That portal had a little timer on it, like, portal activates as the next boat would have in like 1 minute and 30 seconds or something. Then that timer would come down, you click on the portal, and that also wouldn't be working. Like, it was... just getting to the Dragon Isles was a nightmare. Once we got there, I remember it being pretty smooth. Obviously a lot of players about, so the mobs in the start were a little absolutely bodied into the ground, but it still worked well enough. It's just that initial getting there that was the issue. Again, another lesson I hope they've learned. The upcoming expansion. I'm going to be really peeved if this thing is like, oh, you wait 40 minutes for the event to spawn. Let's have a quick Google on the phone, just so we have some kind of expectation, because this obviously went live on the American servers yesterday, which is where I heard a bit of the criticism. Radiant Echoes. Boss spawn timer. Let's see if that... Have the event repeat itself, people are wanting. Because it's 90 minutes and it rotates zones. It's like 4 hours for one zone to get back up again. Now I'm wondering if the boss died beforehand, but we walked straight over. I'd have to look back at the footage, but we came straight over as all these players did. Oh. Well. I think what could have happened is that while people were doing the event flying round and like clearing those objectives, there were already people here waiting for the boss. And they could have killed it as we were flying over. But I would have thought then we'd have seen its corpse. Like, no, when a world boss dies, its corpse is usually there for a little bit. See, maybe Wowhead has a thingamaboob. Do have something to keep tabs on it. Nothing conclusive there. Do I risk turning on the chat? I just don't want it to be a layer of vitriol. Let's get on mount. Like, we don't have the achievement, obviously, for killing Ragnaros. We'll quickly return. Are those echoes still about in the zone? They should be if there's anything lasts the whole time. I don't see any. It still says there's an echo remaining at the top of the screen, so that leads me to believe it hasn't happened yet. Maybe this was like their hotfix to prevent what we described as a possibility earlier of everyone comes in, starts, does the extra bits, and then just murders the boss before anyone can breathe. But this seems like a very heavy-handed approach if that's the case. Let's see if there's any hotfixes or news. Apologies again for those watching. Such are launch things. Figuring them out as we go. Very nervously keeping half an eye on the screen. See if there's any news or hotfixes. Naviganda. There are some hotfixes. So class changes. None of these are relating to our event at the moment. As far as I can tell. A shame. Just doing a little more digging on my end. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, I've been turkeyed. Who did this? I hope I can still swing. I can't. The turkey can heal itself. That's fine. So we know we can just quickly tab and hit. And that dwarf is dead yet again. Another 10 minutes has passed. Come on, game. And that's part of the weekly. I'm not too inclined to go sit in another zone and do this again. It will be an event easier to get into when it is on a 30-minute timer. I'm glad at least to see that last week's issue of the bank not working is now working. Going through and editing for the short today will be a lot of, alright, I don't need to edit all this, let's see if I've said anything of note, and then just go through. Just doing our little turkey run at the moment. Just spinning it around. Could start going and getting mithril. I don't know what I'd need mithril for, but watch, I'll go over here and hit this vein as a turkey, and suddenly Ragnaros is going to spawn. Yeah, old mithril ore. Oh, that broke turkey. Oh, nope, and then we turkeyed again. Very silly. I'll just mine this magnet elemental. Get some salt. That's it, crafting reagent. I like how they're all labelled now. That is helpful. Oh, that's an interesting transmog. Got a red kind of warrior zealot Robin Hood vibes. Like that. Similar blood sale admiral. Gotta respect those. That's a hell of a reputation farm for the title. Big old chunky Coltarian fella. That's a decent outfit as well. Oh yeah, the Tyrael's Charger from the Diablo 3 event. I haven't tried that for skywriting yet. There's a lot of mounts we could be trying, to be fair. Again, we are just at risk of... Oh, the Diablo 4 promotional mount. That's probably got a decent one. Oh, let's get rid of turkeying. Oh yeah, that's really nice. Giant three-headed Cerberus looping around. Let's chuck that one down. What else have we got? Got that gold remix mount. Phoenix. Oh, the anniversary blue Deathwing. Yeah, that looks pretty great for it. I believe it's using the Highland Drake rig for that. Because it's a little bit smaller, you're getting a little more look at the... So as we turn, the feet kind of push in the direction we're going. That's a nice little detail. What else have we got? Our old ICC mounts. What's a weird one? That weird thing from Zaralek Caverns, this kind of flying lava manta ray. Oh! That was a loud squeak. Yeah, I mean, it does it. It flops around just a little bit. Sure. Celestial Steed. Nah. Ye old first shop mount. How times have changed. I saw some figure that the Celestial Steed by itself made more money than the lifetime sales of StarCraft 2. That's why microtransactions. The unfortunate truth. Yeah, we got our Gilnean. When you retook Gilneas, that was a recent point patch. As you went back, working with the Forsaken to retake Gilneas from the Scarlet Crusade. Honestly, there was like this really big, interesting lead up to it, and the like quest line itself was really a letdown. You expect retaking a city to take a while. Like, you know, it didn't have to be a week by week by week, but you wanted it to be a real showing. But you kind of went in, killed some dudes, killed some more dudes, ran through that little sewer with your torch that you did in the Worgen starting zone, which, sure, it's a great little bit. Killed some more dudes, fought a pretty underwhelming boss in the church, and that was it. You were done. Yeah, there was an emotional moment with Gen and his daughter, and Gen kind of stepping down as King of Gilneas and letting her become queen at some point, and him going and seeing his son's grave. It's very somber. But then, you know, that was kind of the end of the fanfare. Though there was something weird I noticed, which was that there was an NPC on the outside of the church who was like, "Oh, are things a little crowded for you? Talk to me and we'll clear it up so you can have a private wedding." So I'm like, cool, that's for the role players and stuff on RP servers, that's great. So I clicked that. Oh, my paladin horse can fly now. I'd forgotten about that. Yo. Pop that on our bars for future reference. Very nice. But you'd click on her, and it would empty out the city, which, you know, phased out any players that weren't with you. It also phased out all the NPCs. And I was like, I did not pick up a flight path, or how do I get the NPCs back? And some Googling later, it turned out you just had to wait like X number of hours or something, and then things reset. Again, a nice little feature for role players. It just needed to be a little communicated better on the NPC itself that gave you that functionality. What else have we got in here? The Mists Collector's Edition mount, that was alright. Willing. I do like this water bunny. Tyran horse, Lightforge charger, giant mammoth on fire. Now the old recruiter friend, Obsidian Nightwing. Interesting. As a mount that you can have someone mount on you, it is still skyriding. So you could go super fast with a passenger. Very nice. 15-year anniversary Deathwing. I think. I can't quite remember the year. I remember renewing my sub just to jump in and get him, though. I was like, oh, I'm not playing at the moment. I don't need to. Oh, I do. One honor mount I have. Since they changed the honor system to like this big constant account level thing, it was kind of the time after I was kind of finished with PvP. So I never really ended up getting on with it. Oh, the Hearthstone mouse from their little cute cinematic they had. Little ground mount. Look at him scurry along. A lovely little mount. What else have we got? Oh, kitty raptors from the Emerald Dream. Now these are great. I love that design. Just literal kitty raptor. That's the other thing in Dragonflight that I really love, is just the huge amount of collectibles there are. Whether it's mounts, transmogs, etc. It's good stuff. Draenor mount. Wait. Can I mount allied races stuff now? I didn't know that was something they had turned off. Wait a minute. Were there any more in here that were allied race? I can't remember them all off the top of my head. Oh, my little flying fox thing. I really liked this. It's a weird little side quest in Dragonflight that didn't have a quest marker. You just kind of had to figure it out. But yeah. Lovely. Keep an eye on again. There's Tyrael's charger. Yep, it flies. Does it spin? Yes. A little shoddily, but it is an old model. do have the tree mount. Didn't remember. Flying fish. The otter we got on stream the other day. Let's see. Uncheck all and click quest mounts. Do we have any other garrison mounts? No, it doesn't count there. That's weird. Maybe it counts as achievements. Yes, that's the Dark Iron Dwarf one. Maybe they weren't always locked to a race and I just thought they were. What ones are in here? Yeah, the Kultiran horse. Yeah, it's alright, that's just me being an idiot then. That's fine. Oh man, at this rate we are gonna hit my cough button. Be waiting here for the 90 minutes. Just so it ends and is like, oh, it was dealt with. But again, why would it have... If the boss was dead, why would it have this icon at the top of the screen? And why would people... If people had come to consensus in the in-game chat that the boss hasn't spawned or isn't here, people would have left, or it would have been new people coming in and kind of cycling. We just have people here chilling at the moment. Do have to say, it is certainly not a good first day showing for the event, and we will probably be ignoring it for a week or so until they iron out the kinks, as it were. Very unfortunate. It's a shame, they've got so much riding on this build-up for the War Within. And that little, the introduction where we logged in and we had that cinematic, absolutely fantastic. And then the little preamble and quests between, and the dialogue, great. Love to see it. That's the direction I'm happy we're going in. And then we get this kind of just absolute brick wall. And it's just a crying shame more than anything else. Like, you know, you had it. You were right there. I was invested. I was in. I was hyped. And now we're just here. And it's going to be your biggest fans. Like, of course, there's always going to be people who are just waiting for things to break so they can go scream and shout online somewhere. You're like, I told you it was a dead game. It's like, shut up. But it's your biggest fans who are here with this excitement, like myself, who always experience it first. I suppose that's what we're kind of documenting on this channel as we go. How these events went. Oh, there's an invincible. Good on you. I do like this one. This, what's it called? Infinite Time Reaver mount. I assume from Time Walking. I can't quite remember. It's just a lovely detailed Infinite Dirg. That Night Elf here, looking very barbarian-esque with the legendary axe. Firalaf. Again, I was at one point trying to up my drop rate by doing it the LFR every week. But then I learned the resource cost that you would need afterwards. I was like, nope. Oh, this person has fallen asleep on the leaf bed. I would be doing similar myself, but then you need to click a button to get up. And having waited so long now, we don't want the boss to just disappear. Desperately need to nip to the bathroom now, and I'm just like, can't do it. The moment you do. The moment you do. Because it happened the other day when we were leveling as well. Like, we were going to sit outside a world boss just as we went to the loo. The moment I came back, it was dead. Luckily, for whatever reason, it respawned again immediately. But we know that's not going to happen here. If he spawns at all. Still no extra indicators on the map. We are just waiting. It's been 84 years. All kinds of heirlooms I never got. Oh, that's the new ring then. If you didn't know, I haven't played in a while. Heirlooms actually have a set bonus now. Like, if you get all the way up, like your rested XP consumption rate, like how quickly you burn through it, is 60% reduced. It's a huge buff on top of the XP gain on some of these as well. Now, I haven't had the gold to level up all my heirlooms for them to continue through, but it helps with the early stuff. Well, that person's got some cool armor on their Durg. It's a funky looking helmet for that one. With the Archdruid form. That dude is just flying an albatross. Yep. That looks so very silly. Flying ship. Funky owl. Demon Hunter tier set with the floaty skull sat in the middle there. I wish the head had a bit of a bobble to it, but it's still pretty cool for those who are into the more skull related. Void Elf here, just ready to do some research. Very Indiana Jones style. Old Burning Crusade Hunter set there, at least on the shoulders and gloves. Remember that from an old friend who used to play Hunter. Wonder if he still plays WoW at all in any capacity. I doubt it, but over the years you watch so many folks come and go with the game. It'll be interesting to see in the full release of the expansion just how many returning players there are. I think it will be a big marketing onboarding point for new players to try the game. Or those who have just been in like the throes of classic WoW and haven't touched retail in a long time. I still think Dragonflight's been fantastic. It's an expansion worth playing. But given it's the new leveling stuff now, and probably will remain so.
Not quite right.
Oh. Nope. Toy. Got his hopes up too quickly. I was saying, given it's the new leveling thing and will be for the, I assume, the entirety of the World So Saga. I'm not 100% sure if they're going to jump between each one, but it's not a bad shout. Oh, that's an impressive mount. What's this? The Obsidian Gravewing. That looks like another Shadowlands mount. Big gargoyle. Blood patterns everywhere. Fascinating features. Have a quick swig of water. I'll certainly put a note or a comment on the stream for those who may discover it down the line. Just to give it some focus. Let folks know going in we are literally going to be walking in circles. Alright, I think in the future, as the channel kind of broadens its reach and I am discovered by more folks, and chat is busier. A little more back and forth will fill in the gaps on such occasions. I'm also hoping the expansion itself will deal with that. Just because of the amount of content we'll be gunning through. Whereas here in this event, that's kind of the thing we were waiting for today. I think I'm just getting beaten down by time now. It's ironic when in Hades 2 we have just kind of had our victory over time. Smacked down Kronos at least once. If you haven't seen those streams, I do recommend the playthrough. It has been really fun going through Hades 2. Especially if you enjoyed the first game. If you're someone who tends to go through things and burn out, I would wait for its full launch while they finish it up, but there's already more content in there than there was in the first game, which is wild for its early access. Still very excellent. The shorts on the channel will kind of give you a bit of insight into that. Every day I do 2 streams, one in the morning, one 6 PM in the evening. And between those two, I get a short from the morning's WoW, and then a short from the previous stream in an evening. Get those both up. In the early days, even the basic ones I was doing in the first week still took me an hour or two. And then I managed to get that process down to about 20 minutes. And then I started trying to make them a little more elaborate, just to, in an effort to get folks engaged with the videos longer. And they're only up to 60 seconds, but people are flicking through on those shorts real quick, you know, just going from one to another, and if they're not hooked immediately, they leave. And for the WoW one, I always start it with the old good morning Azeroth. It's kind of a note to say, oh, we do this every day. We're here, we're doing it. That's a snail mount. I'm trying to get footage. It's why I'm trying to be a little more concise with the opening. So I can do the good morning Azeroth and then start cutting into footage of things of the day. Though a lot of this footage will be this one spot, waiting in a circle. We must be getting close to like the end of the 90-minute period of the event though. We've been streaming for an hour and a half. There was like a 5-minute lead in. We got here, spent about 10-15 minutes on the intro. Maybe another 15 minutes? Like, it might well be that the boss was killed immediately before we even saw it, but again, like, you'd have figured the body would be here, and that these folks would have left by then, you know? I know, if I turn on the chat, there will be all kind of profanity and slurs just spiraling down. It might not be, maybe I'm being too cynical in that regard, but in an effort for when the channel can get monetized and advertised on, even the past videos will then be able to reap some benefit, or rather, at least a little more benefit, by avoiding profanity and such. Just because then, when you hit a certain limit, again, I'm still very new to this, but as far as I understand, the moment you hit a certain bar of profanity, your video slips into like a yellow amber warning of you will get less advertisement because there is profanity in the video. And then it can get demonetized entirely, where you can make no money from said video. So in an effort to both like keep my vocabulary a little more wide, rather than resorting to F's and blindings and, you know, all of that jazz, and in trying to look long term in that regard, trying to keep from doing so. I've managed pretty well in Hades 2, some mild profanities here and there. I'm worried about the Elden Ring stream. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very worried about the Elden Ring stream when we get to the DLC. So those moments of panic and victory and the adrenaline and all of that might well result in some expletives, but the goal is not to. And I think after Hades 2, what we'll do is there are a couple of games I'm going to consider for a bit of a palate cleanser. I don't want something that's kind of above like 10-12 hours. I want something that's a lot more concise. Maybe Warhammer Bolt Gun. That's meant to be a good in the middle. Oh no, someone just put a fishing toy down. Because that'll be a cleanser palette, and it's not roguelike, and it's not, obviously it's not big RPG, things like WoW, it is just old school boomer shooter, which I've been very curious to give a go. I think that'll be a good middle point. I also need to spare some time, rather, to figure out and edit the longer kind of main videos for the channel that aren't streams or shorts, because currently we have 0, and a lot of people who engage with YouTube only really click on that tab and don't click to the past live streams and things like that, so they're not going to see you unless they're subscribed in there. Definitely something we need to consider. And the Echo is still on the map. You must be cutting it close now. I'd wager in the next 20 minutes the event will end through that 90-minute timer. Then it will start in the next zone. I'm glad at least they swapped straight from one zone to another, that there isn't a gap between those. Because that would then be ridiculous, but until it goes down to that half an hour, we're very unlikely to see much of it in the 2 to 3 hours that I'm streaming at the moment in the morning. On Torin, make your mind up if you're fishing or not. I'll fish as well. It's fine. Fishing's fine. I don't even know if you can get fish from this. I've never tried fishing in it before. This ball of water.
You have made an unwise decision.
Oh yeah, we can. That's wild. We'll just get some fish, I suppose. I don't know from which expansion they are. Let's battle for Azeroth. Sure, we'll get some fish. And that fish is classic. Oh, it can be any fish. That's pretty good. Where on earth do you get that toy? Let's have a gander in the collection box. Ocean. Oh, it's an achievement. Secret fish and where to find them. Fish. Oh no, there's loads of results. This is, use the secret fish goggles to collect all of the secret fish. What does that even mean? Catch and deliver the fish of Mechagon to the angler, and then you get secret fish goggles. So I didn't spend much time in Mechagon. I did the story quest there, but I didn't then spend the time because it was a mythic dungeon, so I wasn't grouping and going in there. And there were loads of little things to earn. I felt it was a really good zone in terms of stuff to do. I just wasn't playing a huge amount at the time. And also the vibe of the more mechy gnome stuff wasn't really the kind of thing to pull me back in. But it's something I'd love to revisit at some point. Back to those haunting tones again. Suppose we keep fishing for now. Oh, that's not even a good fish. That's just a garbage fish. Do not eat. Lives in fell pools and lava. Seeing what's the variety of fish we can get out. That's Pandaren fish. And all kinds of fish. Love that. What good toy. You put the time in to gather that many fish. Maybe it'd be worth doing when they rework fishing. Along with the other secondary professions. I got a quest from that one. Take the fish to an angler in Kultiris. We'll untrack that, but we'll keep it in our log. I like having the old profession stuff. Because again, who knows? One day, they might well add stuff into the game, like for player housing and things like that, where having your profession skill for the older expansions will come into play. It might be a little naive, but I have hopes for that. Oh wow, someone straight up built a tent. So many toys that I missed. Are we allowed into your tent? Oh, that feels rude. More fish. More people duel and amuse themselves. Hit that training turnip. And there's just not much to say. We're just here and waiting at the moment. It's a real shame. Because you have to wonder how much of this was actually tested and how much... Because you can never fully test. It doesn't matter how many people you get in. The numbers aren't even comparable when you go from a test, a PTR, a beta, what have you, to a live game. Especially one with such number and so many servers. Because so many issues can occur. You're never going to be able to prepare properly. That doesn't matter to a lot of the players who are just in it and going. Like, that isn't an excuse for a lot of folks. Especially streaming it, don't get me wrong, I completely feel the frustration. It'd be way more fun for me and those of you watching to be going through and jumping from event to event, earning our goodies. Not just waiting around for over an hour, you know? Oh, I missed that fish. Glad it only shows my bobble on here. That would get very confusing. What was that one? No friend fish. Wow. I did not do any fishing back then. Oh, I haven't collected. I got a piece of junk that I haven't collected before. We'll definitely be equipping that. So we unlock that colour. Got a specific fishing bait, sure. I wonder if that even works in here like this. It does. There spawns the dwarf. No one's killed him yet. See how far he gets. He's approaching the mass of players. He's just walked into a player and has started attacking them. And they are AFK. Come on. Nobody kill him. Let him go. Let him be. That made me jump. Someone turning into an ogre. God damn it. People have started chucking AoEs again. Nope, someone killed him. Much sadness. He lasted a lot longer that time. What was that? Fat sleeper bait. Oh, and the baits replace each other. Never used them before, sir. There's an army of pugs over there wearing different hats. Absolutely wild toys. Oh, some other boots that we haven't got the appearance of. Very nice. Adding junk to the transmog collection can give you some great little options for mixing and matching sets. Especially for the Trial of Style. I haven't checked in on in a while. It's only up like twice a year, the Trial of Style. It's a real shame. It's a great event. I don't know why it's not like at minimum once a month. Rather than just really sporadic. Quick look at the in-game calendar. Still got the remix marked. Different PvP brawls to change things up in there. Oh my goodness. The Trial of Style begins tomorrow. We'll have to do a bit of that on stream. And it lasts for 1 week. That's good timing. Write that down. Now, my only problem with the Trial of Style is because you have to go in there, get a theme, and then make your outfit. You only have a limited number of time, and if you don't hit the apply button in time, you're just wearing what you had, and you immediately fail. Or other people won't vote for you, depending on what you were wearing. People tend to look unfavourably on overused sets, and particularly on store-bought sets. People are just like, oh, you bought it in the store, you're not winning the contest. But the actual like currency and the different transmog you can earn, there's some really unique stuff in there. Still we fish. This fishbowl has lasted for ages. Very impressive toy. Sealed crate, eh? Man, let's see what's in there. No. Just some old stuff. Quickly grab that appearance. Got a Dark Moon hot dog from the crate. Some Pandaria cloth. Alright. We've been here a good while now. I'm going to wager that we don't have too much longer left to wait. And either we're going to be horrendously disappointed, or at least we get the reward and can tie up the quest. At least there's fishing. One aspect of WoW that will never change, just how good the music is in terms of sitting there and enjoying. It helps. It's iconic for a reason. Nope, our fishing ball is gone. Okay. This will be the 10 to mark. If I scroll back up through my log, it doesn't have timestamps on it, unfortunately. And it hasn't held that long. Someone with the patient title, well done. The other aspect could just be that the event has bugged out completely and the boss hasn't spawned and the extra ads haven't spawned. In which case, again, a wise decision not to have chat open. I'm sure people will be fuming. Let's get ourselves a swig of water. Pardon me. Good to have the Stein on hand. That's a funny transmog. Got like a little butterfly as a back piece, that's nice. Right, we've hit the 10 to mark and no boss has appeared. Will we be waiting another 10 minutes? I desperately, desperately need the bathroom. Just gonna have to hold. Pray. Is that dwarf again? Do I have repentance or did I not put it on my bar? No, I didn't. I think we're actually going to need that at some point. I'm not using consecrate, so I'm going to grab it just to have it for later. And Delves being that solo content experience coming in the expansion, I would wager some of the fights in there may require a bit of crowd control. There's still a lot of folks waiting about. I'm putting my faith more in the players around than I am otherwise. Mages still doing their little frost rain. And we're going, if we've nearly been going for 2 hours, then and they last 90 minutes, and then another one triggers, the rollover will be soon. That I don't have a doubt of. Let's have a look through some of these class sets. Saw the warrior one the other day. These are the war within ones, at least the PvP ones. The actual class sets aren't in fully yet. I think the warrior is very nice, apart from a few too many horns. I don't think you needed it on the shoulders and the helmet at the same time. But that transmog changes, regardless of what class we're playing as, we can look at other classes' gear. The hunter one is edgy and bones. There's a bit of fur on there. It's alright. I feel like hunter sets always get the short end of the stick and end up being very samey. Bless them. Let's have a look at the rogue. Well, that is certainly very roguey. Big glowy mask. Very ethereal. Yeah, it's got the bandages. That is just ethereal. Some glowy spikes. That's very nice for rogues. That priest. It looks similar to stuff we've had before. There's some nice detailing on the robe. I think the helmet's nice. I think the shoulders are a little much like the paladins are. Death Knight, yeah, we saw the other day. Big and spiky. A bit much. I do like the physics on those little chains, though, coming off the shoulders. That is a nice touch. Got a little bounce to them. It does make them look more like rubber than it does metal. But it's something. Who's next? Shaman. Very interested in the Shaman. We'll probably be playing some Shaman. Oh. Pants, not a robe, and we have a water bobblehead. Don't often get water sets. I think elements of it are cool. I like the shoulders. I think the bobble on the helmet's a bit much. I think the gloves are very pretty, and having a bit of midriff showing, sure, fine. I'm more a fan of the robes for Shaman than I am Pant. But it's a little different. I like the drippy water. Oh, it flows into the... There's a pool of water within the shoulder pad that flows down it. See, that's a gorgeous little detail. Very nice. Definitely want to grab for at least the shoulder pads. How about Mage? Blooming heck. Inquisitor Mage with the single eye. Still having spikes fanning out. A lot of Mage sets have the spikes fanning out. I feel like they didn't have to. But I like a lot of the elements here as well. The wobbly spikes on the belt that kind of float off it. That's very nice. There's some good pieces there. Again, the shoulders need not be so spiky for mages all the time. That Warlock. Oh my. It's the multi-armed people that served under Illidan, the big demon ladies. Shanaria? Oh man, no, I'm butchering the name. Shivanria? I'm not sure. Very specific, but again, very nice. Loads of little details and threads on there. The little pools of power kind of coming out of the shoulders. The floating eyeball between a veiled head is very nice. I think there's a lot you can do with that one. I like it. Onk. Oh yep, we've seen this before. The big ox heads. Again, too many horns, but I like a lot of the different texturing they've got going on there. There's lots of different elements. There's the ropey bit, there's the fur bit, there's like the samurai style, like threaded pieces together, and then but then there's kind of like a jacket underneath. There's a lot of visual elements happening there. Druid. Very animal. Claw on one shoulder, beast on the other. Very interesting, like mohawk head. I actually kind of like that. I'm sure some people won't be a fan of it, but I kind of really like that. It's very like gladiatorial druid. Demon hunter. I mean, that looks like someone who hunts demons. Horns are a little too big. Bit of a wobbly belt. And finally, the Evoker. It is a Deathwing set with big old chains. I kind of like that a lot. Oh, and the Elite version's gold. It's gold. I'm burning way more. The difference in like the fire coming off. That's pretty great. I'd be really tempted by that. It's a shame Evokers can't show it off the whole time. Come on now. I wager the event ends shortly. Spawn the boss. Don't screw us like this. All been waiting here for a while. Oh, big stretch. It's just this layer of anticipation now. So I'm going to assume on the hour is the turning point. Grief, denial, rage. Will it happen? Or will the whole thing just vanish off the screen? We've ticked over at 12. Nothing has changed. Please, game. Why must I not escape from this torment? Losing it. Absolutely losing it. Should have gone to Lou half an hour ago. Absolute mistakes were made. Right, another minute has passed. I can't hold it. I can't do it. I'm gonna quick BRB. If it dies in that, if it appears and dies in that time, I will. Wow. It's just over. Can't believe that. We didn't get the quest complete. He must have just been killed immediately as it happened. Like, there's little orbs about. Yeah, lingering from the event. Which gives us, like, a couple of bits. We'll hit one dude. Get one memory. Man, that sucks. That absolutely sucks. What an absolute shame.
I am ready. Fight with honor.
Don't know why there are two tabs for that. Crying shame. I'll probably amend this to the end of the show. So we waited for nearly the full 90 minutes for something to happen. And now it's just either the boss was killed immediately or it bugged out and never spawned in the first place. Real shame. You had such a good lead in with the story stuff. You had such well established just a vibe going in. It felt good. It was like, I am excited for the story. I am excited to be jumping in and seeing these characters. I am happy to be here. And then for that to happen is beyond disappointing, and it's a real shame. I really hope they're able to make some fixes sooner rather than later. For us on the channel, we'll probably just be going back to our regular alt train until as such time as we hear more. Thank you for those individuals who stuck around. That was very kind. I know it's been as frustrating for you as it was for me. What a shame when we had such a good setup. Alright, folks. Thank you for sticking about. I'll see you in the next one, I suppose. I'm going to call it there for the day. Oh, goodness me. Absolute shame.